Yo, I can't wait to get some ground scores this week at Hard Summer.
Dude, it's gonna be
Let's
such a shit
go.
show.
Ground score?
Hell yeah, some ground scores. You know what I'm talking about?
Fucking
Do you know what I'm talking about, Robert?
yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Elmer?
Oh, dude, we invented the ground scores.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I'm gonna be looking at the floor the whole time. Oh, there's a 20. There's a 20.
Dude, I found a good amount of money throughout my Raven days.
What's an interesting ground score that you've gotten at a festival?
It's like wallet and keys and shit, like just
sure?
IDs.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What would you say be like an appropriate ground score?
Appropriate or unappropriate?
An appropriate ground score. Like when you pick it up, it's like some shit you probably shouldn't keep. You should like turn it into like lost and found, like some shit. Okay. Like for example, I seen on Twitter, they had went to Base Canyon and they were like, oh, like I was at a stage and I found a wedding ring.
Oh shit.
I didn't know it was a wedding ring.
I don't know. It had like some initials and like an engagement date on it. They had mentioned like a date on it or whatever. And some people were like, maybe you shouldn't like keep that. Maybe you should like turn it in. Like, and someone was like, well, what if it's like a JBL speaker? Like if I find a JBL speaker.
What you mean? You found a JBL speaker, bro?
Yeah, like a little Bluetooth speaker. Like let's say that you find a Bluetooth speaker, like you keeping that shit, or is that considered stolen? Like stealing? Like if it's not like yours.
I mean, if it don't got a name tag, it's yours. Shit.
Right? Like you're not stealing shit that you're picking up with these ground scores. Is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, you don't know whose it is unless it's like.
Is there a line that
is it yours?
It's not mine.
I think the line is like, if you can't use it, then it's not yours. Like, but if it's something that you can use or consume, then it's like, hey, you lost it fair and square. I found it fair and square.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think money. Fair game.
All right, so $100 on the floor. Fair game, right?
Fair game.
If it's like along with the wallet, like I don't mind giving it back. But if it's like just $100, then it's
okay. So it's not a wallet. No, okay, that details is important. Like you find a wallet.
Right, bro, who are you as a person? That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Okay, are you going to the wallet? Right, we're going to the wallet.
I'm going to the wallet.
Oh, you're checking it for sure. Yeah.
That's why.
Right. No, for sure.
And I only found $10 in it.
That's the finder's fee.
And it only had $10 in it.
That's what I'm saying.
Right? True.
Yeah,
if you only have $10 in your wallet, like you shouldn't be here.
What happened to my money in my wallet? Hey, bro, when I found it, there was no money, bro.
Hey, bro, there's $10 in there. I saw it.
I'm charging you a dub to get this shit back. Like, you need to pay me $10 more. Dude,
I found a PSP at Lost Lands.
You found a PSP? Nice.
Oh shit! I left it at Lost Lands.
What games do I have on it?
It's for Lost Lands.
Well, I mean, it was me and like some person.
Lost Lands, bro. That's who's.
And I forgot to take it with me, and I left it there because I left like the day 3. I left day 3, like in the middle of the day, and I was like, man, I really need this PSP. Like, and they were like, and some fool like there at the camp was like, got hella like needy. He's like, hey, bro, can I have it?
You started fiending for it.
I was like, yeah.
Huh.
He's like, hey, bro, I should order Uber. You trying to cover me this trip for the PSP?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Damn.
You didn't find nothing.
Well, that was my interesting score, I think, like, for me. Like a PSP.
A full-on console.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big score, I think.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Did it work?
It turned on. It had low battery, but it turned on everything.
That's
no passcode either. Like, I was really trying.
PSPs have, they do have.
Oh, you could have, like, some sort of, like, controller. Like, you could, like, you know, like when you're entering cheat codes, you press certain buttons, like you can unlock it like that.
PSP on me right now, bro.
I mean, that shit didn't. I mean, actually, I don't know if it doesn't, but it didn't have. I mean, it didn't have a passcode.
I know going into like videos and stuff, you can add a passcode and shit.
Oh, okay.
But I think to play the games, you were able to just play or whatever game was in there for you type shit.
Okay. Okay, so like a credit card. Obviously, like we ain't fucking with that. Like, I mean, I ain't fucking with a card, bro. If I see a card, I ain't like using that card, bro. Like, but cash, that's fair game, I think. Cash.
Like I said, if it's just on the floor loosely, I'm not thinking twice. If it's inside the wallet, I don't know what my conscience is thinking at the time.
Yeah, like if it's a credit
card, am I not broke at the time? Because like that's gonna determine.
Yeah.
A lot, you feel me? Like,
I mean, yeah, me personally, I'm like, it's not mine to begin with. So like, even if I do like want to keep it, I'm just like, I shouldn't have it. Like, it's just like something will just like hold me back from just like being like, yo, I'm coming up on this. Like,
If there's a girl next to me, she's looking at me like, what are you gonna do? I'm not taking the money, like
Yeah.
obviously, but if I'm by myself, no one's looking, and I'm gonna fuck up. I don't know.
Hey, you know, I wonder. I used to have a friend. I mean, she's not my friend, but I used to have a friend I used to hang out with, like back in like college, trade days, and she would always tell me like, "Oh yeah, like I get my drinks for free at festivals," and she pretty much told me her process. I'm like, "Yo, this shit's illegal. Like you should, yeah."
Explain.
So pretty much, I don't know if she's like ever gotten caught. I'm pretty sure she's gotten caught or whatever, but pretty much like what the way she would do is that she'd get a credit card. She would intentionally like throw it on the floor or whatever.
yeah.
Or not, she would claim it was thrown. It was like lost on the floor. And someone picked it up.
Oh, and then they bought the drinks.
But yet she would buy the drinks like up the ass. Like
yeah.
she would spend like she would spend as if like her card was stolen, but she was a spender.
Yeah.
And like at the end of the day, she'd be like, "Hey, like my card. This was not me," type shit.
Yeah.
And she would do it at play. And she was smart. And she would tell me like. Well, that's what I was. Well, she was telling me like I just started doing this. Like she told me this was like her third time doing it. Like 2016. She was telling me like that was like her third time doing it, and she was like, yeah, like I never spend like drinks and food here because, yeah, like I just been doing that like my past like 2 years and like my credit card company's been like reimbursing me for that shit. And she was telling me like, yeah, never do that shit on your debit card though. Only credit cards. I'm like, all right, for sure.
Yeah.
That sounds illegal as shit, but.
I mean, I guess every now and then, like, it's okay, but every single time,
she was kind of putting me on game, kind of. I didn't realize. She was like, yeah, you don't want to do it, like, at places where there's cameras. Because otherwise, insurance companies, like, they'll do their dig deep in if you're just, like, looking suspicious.
Oh, for sure.
I was like, yo. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really, like, trip. Like, she bought me a drink with it, so.
Yeah, it probably tastes better, shit.
No, dude, she bought me a drink. Like, she was like, yeah, I'll buy you a drink. Fuck that shit. I was like, all right. Like,
she was like, I'll teach you the ropes.
She's like, here, just pick this up off the floor and order us fucking.
That's crazy. I've heard of people do that shit though, like not necessarily just like at raves, but just like when people want to buy something but they can't necessarily afford it, they'll just report it stolen, but they'll be the one that purchased it. And if there's like no cameras at the location, like it makes it harder for anyone to like pin that motherfucker on that shit. Yeah,
I mean, I low key know all the techniques for that shit. I mean, I would never do it, but I know how a lot of it works. Like,
oh damn, do you know especially a lot of people that that shit?
Nah, really. I don't know people who are like have the balls enough to do it like that, but
okay. Have you ever dibble dabble with shit like that?
I personally never have. I have no interest in like cutting corners for like saving money or like whatever. Like that type of shit doesn't interest me. But I do know like I'm not gonna say who or what, but like people who like are really good at like ordering shit from like Amazon or Walmart and like kind of like doing it for free in a sense, like fat orders. I'm talking like thousands of dollars worth of merch, like, and they just have it down. Like I don't know, like these scammers are just like hell out of control nowadays.
Nah, bro, I get emails, and like I get emails and several like my email boxes of like bills I'm supposed to be like have to owe.
Dude, I get those all the time too. Yeah.
It's like, bro, what do you mean I ordered a 2-year Microsoft antivirus protection program for 2 years for $400? And they'll be like, hey, the email will be like really blunt. Hey, Carlos, your balance due, blah, blah, blah amount. Thank you. And it'll be like this weird ass, like cryptic ass name.
But I'm getting text messages.
You getting text messages?
Text messages saying, click here, you just did this, 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 you just won this.
Oh, yeah?
Claim you this. And I'm just like, bro, I just get my number. Like, it's insane now, bro.
Dude, nah, I get a ton of those too, but luckily my like messaging app has like a spam thing where like I don't even see none of that shit no more.
Okay. Damn. Well, what messaging app, bro?
It's just like the Android, like the Google Messages one.
Yeah,
like they're on the point with their shit, especially with Android, all day.
Hey, you know, I think I'm going Team Beam, bro.
Team Beam.
Yeah, Team Beam. Yeah.
Why?
Cause I'm messing with them reward points, homie.
What do you mean?
Every day you search on Beam, you get reward points, and you can cash out for Amazon, like gift cards and
Dude, that's
Cashback.
honestly good money.
They're paying you for your
Pay me for my
data.
yeah. Yeah.
They're rewarding you too. Okay.
Yeah, and like
Nice.
honestly, because like I also be gaming sometimes on Xbox. It's all an ecosystem. So when I'm gaming on Xbox, I'm earning points.
Dude, that's sick.
So like, I mean, you don't even gotta be like dedicated, like searching.
Yeah, you
on
can do
Bing.
it casually.
You can literally just like devote like 5 minutes to like search on Bing. You get your literally every month. I've been redeeming like $20, $30 Amazon gift cards.
Off of Bing.
That's
Awesome.
pretty fire. I, like,
Or
My-
it could be like to like DoorDash or shit like that.
nice.
Just honestly, just taking 10 minutes
Yeah,
out of
just
my day
searching
just
shit. I can't do Bing like that. Like, I have to do Google. Like, Google's like what I know.
I feel
Well,
Like when I
yeah.
search some shit on Bing, I'm like, I can't find what I want right away.
I don't know
So-
if this happens to you guys, but I'll download like a new plugin or VST,
Yeah.
and like I'll like not when like you first install like VST, it'll tell you all the places it's going in, and at the end it'll tell you
yeah.
if you want to add this as like your pop up or starter.
Yeah.
I'd be not reading that shit, just be clicking next, and then I'll try to open like my Google Chrome, and then a whole nother fucking like internet will open. So
Yeah.
like I don't even use Chrome no more. I use fucking actual, what is it called?
Just like the Internet Explorer.
I don't even think Internet Explorer is
Oh,
a
it's
thing
called
anymore.
Edge
Yeah,
on
there
Windows.
you go.
Edge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's, and I use that.
Oh, I use Edge too.
I don't know
Nice.
why.
Edge is
fucking
good.
at this point.
I use this one called Brave browser, which
I
is
have
like,
Brave.
dude,
too.
Brave is a shit. Like as far as like just ad blocking and like surfing the web in general.
Yeah.
It's the one.
They have like
Yeah,
their own
that's-
built-in VPN in it too.
Dude, yeah,
You
they
know-
got everything like built-in ad blocker, like the track blocker, which is like, it's pretty important if you like are like doing a bunch of shit, because that's how you get all those like weird ads and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, if you have like a tracker blocker, then you're chilling. Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the whole TikTok versus YouTube?
I mean, I
That's
YouTube all
competition
YouTube all
already?
day.
Competition now.
YouTube all day.
They're saying TikTok is like gonna be the new YouTube. Like that's what
I could see it, but
I think
Nah,
I think
YouTube
from the
will-
mobile aspect, they got the upper hand. I think when it comes
Yeah.
to desktop, YouTube fucking. I can't
Yeah.
I can't really. People go on
I
TikTok
mean-
mobile for sure.
yeah, there's a lot of more people invested into YouTube as far as like their channels and shit. Like TikTok, like you said, it's just like mobile quick shit. You know, it's like, oh, like I want a 15-second recap of whatever. You
How
know,
many people use their laptops though? So,
dude.
like,
Honestly, I haven't touched my laptop in months. Like I opened that shit the other day because I need to take it to the camping trip, and I don't even remember my password. I'm just like, fuck, because I haven't touched it in like 6 months.
Oh, so you
'Cause-
haven't so you haven't even like been like working on music on your laptop or anything like that either?
No, I don't even have Ableton installed on my laptop. I can do everything on my
Oh.
PC.
All on your PC.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like
Got
that's just like my go-to.
Oh, but like a desktop, you still got
Yeah.
a desktop.
Oh yeah, all day.
Okay.
Yeah. No, like it's funny you brought up plugins. I'm like, I just installed a couple more. I'm like got like 450 plugins on my shit, and it's just like, it's overwhelming when you look at all of them. But then it's like, it's cool because like in the past months, I'm like, oh yeah, I actually know what this one does. This one.
Yeah. I think the
But-
main consumers of digital content are mobile users.
Oh
and,
yeah.
and like TikTok is the dominant mobile app.
I've been like, okay, I've been meeting like with a lot of people. Doesn't matter. I've been meeting with a lot of people, right? And like they're more the way they search things is through TikTok. Like the way they're like, oh, let me see how this is done. They'll go to TikTok and look at a video on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, they won't even use anything else. Like some of these people don't even have YouTube on their phone type shit. They just got TikTok.
I think
Think about like the younger demographic too. Like they're on TikTok, bro. I have a 10-year-old little. I have a 9 and 10-year-old little sister, and bro, they don't touch YouTube. They're on TikTok, like just scrolling.
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
YouTube for the OGs. That's why.
Yeah, for the old heads, bro.
Yeah.
well, I think everyone kind of understands that short form content is king on TikTok,
Yeah.
and if you want longer form content, YouTube is king. But the climate of everyone's consumer behaviors is short form.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
TikTok, and,
People
like-
just want it quick and like straight to the point, which is fine.
I know that if I go to TikTok, I'm not gonna find a video videos no longer than a minute 30. So like some people when they search for things like that, maybe they don't. Maybe they know that TikTok is an automatic filter for because you can do the same thing on YouTube, but like you can get there's extra steps on YouTube.
They
Yeah.
have longer videos though now.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, how long now?
I think you go to like 6 minutes.
Oh wow, that's
There's,
good.
like, long form videos on there.
Okay, that's
Nice.
interesting. But like, well, it's so short form content compared to like YouTube's. Like, I mean, that's like unlimited YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what's the max. I mean, I've seen 24-hour like videos on YouTube. I mean, is there really a max on YouTube?
Dude, YouTube has no limits.
You can literally
Like,
just upload like
You
100
can
hour
upload
video.
anything. Yeah.
I realized like they really got the servers to host like
Everything.
a fuckload of
Yeah.
videos. I don't.
Can we even upload a 100-hour video? Can I even hold a 100-hour video on my laptop?
I'm not the
And with
computer.
an external, I'm sitting on like 25 terabytes of storage at home.
God damn,
And
bro.
dude, it's already getting full too, and I'm just like, fuck, I
What?
need to get another hard drive.
You know, I was just looking right now. This is crazy, bro. I was looking at, like, it's crazy. This is like part of just like, damn, like this is just some shit that's just like part of the lifestyle as DJs, like cloud storage
Oh, dude.
or like producers, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
I was literally looking this morning like the best cloud storage applications in 2023 because I've been on Drive for a while,
Yeah.
and you know I've heard other names like P Cloud or Mega.
Yeah.
It's just like fuck. I'm kind of like I'm already too invested in Drive. Goddamn. Like,
Dude, Drive is king. Like it's just, I mean,
You
it's
fuck with
Google,
Drive then,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I only have it because it's part of my like phone plan, so they give it to me like a tiny bit cheaper.
oh hell
And
yeah.
the only other cloud storage I fuck with is Discord because it's like you can throw anything on a server and it's just there forever, and it's like kind of like free cloud storage in a sense.
Oh wow, I didn't
Yeah.
even think about it like that.
Yeah, that's why I have like all my music and like all like the music resources on my channel because it's like, dude, it's all unlimited. So I'm just like throw it on there. It's gonna
Even
be
for, like,
there
a free-
forever.
It's like for like even like a free user can do that. Like a free
Yeah,
user.
they can do like smaller limits.
'Cause I know like a channel could be boosted for like
Yeah,
more benefits, like 1080
higher
streaming
uploads.
shit.
Yeah, and better streaming and like voice quality and shit.
So I mean, the community efforts in the channel got to
Dude, yeah, and like that's like what I've built to mine. It's like I just have like 2 or 3 homies who are down to like boost so we can have all those perks.
Damn.
And then it's kind of just like, dude, upload what the fuck you can right
I don't
now.
know if I can speak about this, bro, but I
Yeah.
remember during COVID, I'm in your Discord server. You had a
Yeah.
channel where you typed in like the keyword for what platform you wanted to download it from.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, we
we-
had the bots on lock back then.
Yeah, there was like a download bot. you had
Yeah.
in your Discord
Yeah,
server.
no, we had all kinds of download bots, and like right now, it's all like the AI shit, which is like really cool.
Yeah, like
So you
that.
can
that
go
you know,
and
like
just, like-
speaking of downloading music, like that,
Yeah.
I like how we're getting much more closer to making that shit much more quicker. Like for example,
yeah.
that bot that he had on your Discord.
Yeah,
server,
you would just be like, "Hey, give me this song," and it'd be like, "Here you go."
literally, I'll
Yeah.
just give it to you like
Yeah.
in a zippy share.
Yeah,
I'm like, damn, like I didn't have to go. I literally just typed it in and it gave me
dude,
that
it's
shit.
fire, and there's like a lot of really good bots nowadays.
Oh man, like
Right.
it's we're so spoiled, bro. We're
Honestly,
so fucking spoiled, dude.
and I mean, it's good. Just like, it's good that a lot of artists are like pushing like more independent releases and like kind of gatekeeping their own songs, like through like Bandcamp or like Patreon, because it's like it's kind of the only way to you know like support your artist nowadays. Because it's like once you put it on like any streaming platform, like people won't have ways to just get it for free. But if you don't do that and like host it yourself, then it's like, no, you got to pay for the shit. And
Do you think
that's
I
a
mean,
big thing for like a lot of these artists right now, because it's like they got to make money too, you know?
I want to ask you guys something because I'm not sure if I was a musician or producer, like to kind of like really talk about how it would have impacted me. But do you guys think that like musicians and artists were excited for music streaming and how accessible it was going to be for like consumers?
I think like yes and no, and
Or
like
do you think they knew like ultimately that, oh, like we're gonna get paid out less, like it's not gonna be like album sales and
yeah,
shit like that?
it's like a double-edged sword. It's like, yeah, it's gonna help you like gain fans, but it's also like you're not gonna really see the money for it.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, I feel like it's just like better for everyone to get that exposure, because
Yeah.
it's hard, you know. And then it's like once you get enough, like I don't know what it's like. I wouldn't call it cloud, but like, you know, once you do have like that solid like fan base who wants to see you. Like that's how tours are created, and like the tours is where you get paid and all this shit. You know, when like you have that ability to sell out crowds in anywhere you go. You know, like that's like the end goal. It's like you shouldn't rely on like all the streaming shit, like unless you're over here like having those songs that have like, you know, the million billion plays or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
But,
mean, even when in regards to like payouts, like even like the financial trap that I see with a lot of like specifically DJs is like,
yeah,
uh, like relying their ultimate financial like revenue on like shows.
yeah.
Like sometimes shows are not like stable sometimes.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
sometimes you have a
especially
month where you're
like
hot.
yeah.
I mean, if you're not like the top 10, top 5%, like you're probably gonna have
That's
like
what I was gonna say
like
too.
you're
Yeah,
not gonna have like a stable like schedule sometimes. So when you're not DJing those shows that are bringing in the payouts, like what other avenues as a DJ and like a producer can you think of? Like you thought
yeah,
you brought up like Patreon.
yeah. And I
All
mean,
this type
it's
of
just
stuff.
like either being a teacher, like doing like one-on-one lessons. I feel is a really good source of income for all these like up and coming like pretty much like extraordinary producers, you know, but they're not on that level where they're like super well known, but they still have like more talent than the people who are actually well known. So like what they can offer is like lessons and stuff like that. And I personally don't mind paying someone like 100, 150 an hour to teach me something that I'm gonna keep for the rest of my life, you know?
Hey, well, Blunts and Blondes is giving services.
Oh really? I mean, I don't know, like that's not the style of music that I'm trying to make. Like I'm really picky when I do pick an artist to like teach me some shit, because it's like I pick them for like a specific reason, for like what they're like, the sound that they have going on, or like, you know, how like pretty much like their style or like their like signature. So like I'm really like picky when it does come to like having the lesson given to me.
I would like to know both of you two. Who would you guys like to be mentored by at this moment?
At this moment, it would probably be I don't know, like a handful of like the drum and bass artists I'm fucking with right now.
Okay, like can you name one? Like, one pops up in your head.
Dude, it would easily probably be like it could be like Imanu or like Late Sleeper.
Okay.
That whole realm. It's like a girl named like Gyrofield, and dude, yeah, like these artists that I'm naming, like they're the one thing keeping me like still interested in like music right now, just because their shit's just like so out of control, and like it's like refreshing, you know, because like I've listened to like kind of like it all, like that's when it comes to dance music, and like their shit right now is just like on a whole nother level, like, and they're making like not just drum and bass, they're making like garage, like dubstep, and it's just like, dude, how's all your shit so damn good, like, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, those guys, like, that's who I want lessons from right now, and like that's the shit that I'm trying to like push for myself.
How about you, Robert?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Beast Boy, hit me. Like, I'm trying to learn from you, dog. He posted up a clip yesterday or 2 days ago. And I could tell that all it was a drop that he worked on, but that shit was insane. Like, it's like he has so many layers in his tracks and so many breaks and so many switching and ideas. Like, it's constant. Like, usually, like, it's like every 4 bars or so, like, they'll switch up, like, the pattern or whatever, bro. Beast Boy is just like every 2 bars, every bar, he's just switching and doing something different. And
yeah, that's all. Like, it's all about like keeping it refreshing and like interesting. Like,
yeah.
but you know, back in the day, I feel like you can like kind of get away with just like having the same like drum pattern and stuff. But like nowadays, like everyone's just so like, it's like very versatile right now. So like you kind of have to put in like that effort for your music to like make it nowadays.
I feel you. Like back then, it's like, oh, this is tight, and then now it's like, oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
like, oh,
and
well,
that's how I
cool,
feel with like a lot of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, here you go. Back then, it was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Now it's like, this is cool. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, here, listen to this. Oh shit, true.
And to me, like, I also listen to like well mixed. Like, if it's mixed amazingly, like that's something that draws me to specific.
No, same, and like it's all production value now. I'm like, that's pretty much like what draws me into like basically all I'm listening to right now is drum and bass because it's like, dude, these artists are just making like the most craziest shit, and I'm just like taking it in, and I'm just like, dude, like how? So like that's my mission right now to like figure out that how. And I do have a couple of drum and bass tunes like in the works that I've kind of just like don't even believe like I made them at this point because they just sound like crazy. Like as far as like a mix down, like I'm pretty sure you heard like one or two of them.
Yeah, I got to hear
Yeah.
the first one, Swamp.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that
that
one's
one.
pretty good.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
I like that one. Nice.
Yeah, I've been writing a lot of techno and just like weird shit. Like
Yeah, and you had just started producing like maybe 2 years ago.
it's been
or
2 years,
something, huh?
yeah.
What is it that you think was important learning like in the production process, like from what you know now up until like your first day as a producer?
Like what I'm learning is like when to like keep stuff simple and like always having a direction. Like those are things that are really important, like that I didn't have in the beginning.
Do you think in the beginning like there was just a lot of ideas, not that much
It-
taming the ideas?
yeah, it was just like full creativity with no technique, and it's kind of like once you develop your technique, like the creativity kind of is like it's always gonna be there, and it's not gonna be there like 100% of the time, but like when it's all about getting your technique down. That way, when you do have the creative like spark, you know what to do with it, you know, and then you could like really make some like shit that you're like proud of, you know.
Oh yeah.
But it's definitely been a long ass 2 years. Like I'll say that.
How long we been producing now, or Robert? It's been like what, almost a decade now.
Production. Like seriously into EDM,
I think I'm like 7, 8 years.
Yeah, I'd say like
Wow.
close to that same, right? But
Yeah, we still don't
when it
know
comes to like actually like opening up a DAW for the first time and like just always throwing in ideas since like well after high school, like what it's 18,
Nice.
almost close to a decade now. Yeah, 9 years. It's all a learning curve. It's all a learning
Dude, it is a learning curve, and it's just like
And then
it's what Huskies taught me. Like when I first started, is it's like you have to discipline your shit and like really just like do things like one step at a time. Like you're gonna get overwhelmed, especially when you like see everything that goes into music production. But like as long as you just like focus on one thing at 1% at a time, like you'll get there. And like that's one thing that I really appreciate you for, Carlos.
No, thank you, man.
Dude, hell yeah.
so when you're producing like how do you how do your sessions look like? Do you go like hours straight or do you just go like in as small segments or like what is that?
Like, well, yeah. At first, I would try to, I like would just try to go in and burn myself out. Like, be like, all right, like I got this song, I'm gonna do as much as I can, and like 8 hours later, it's like halfway there, and I'm like, I've learned to kind of just like not do that anymore, and with like as I'm getting busier, it's like not just one song now. It's like, I got like 5 or 6 tracks that it's like we're actively working on, so try to just do things in like hour sessions and kind of just like not overthink shit, because that's like a big like hurdle that I face, and I'm like pretty much over it, but like it was a big thing to like get stuck on just like getting the right snare, like getting this build up right, or whatever it is. But I've just learned like, yeah, if you're not feeling it right now, like just go do something else, like. And it usually like 9 out of 10 times that just it works for me that way. Like I'll go work on another song and it'd be like, all right, perfect. Like this is why I switched over, because like now I'm feeling this song, and it's good to like learn how to juggle, because like as you take it more serious, you will be working on like a bunch of shit at the same time.
I think about those producers that have to produce at the will of labels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because those people are not necessarily always producing for themselves. Like, they're dealing with like multiple projects, and I'm thinking like, damn, like
where do they find the time? Like, how is like their headspace right?
I mean,
just, like,
I think
it's a full-time job.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
given the time, but it's just more so like when you're in the creative aspect. At least
Yeah.
for me as an artist, like I've never really seen myself in the past years of me like releasing catalog. I've never seen myself like juggle like several collab projects. I always felt like the most I've done. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the most I've ever juggled like in terms of like projects simultaneously was like maybe 3 or 4
at a time.
Uh,
Like left open that you know you're going back to.
yeah, and like even and like I don't really do that as much no more. I try to just like work on an idea and like just like stick to it until I finish it. And I've been working better like that, but there are times where like I'm satisfied with what I worked on in this project, and I can use another. There's times where like okay, I did some good time on this one. Like I need to freshen up, and I'll start a new project. But sometimes that new project may just not be like a complete project at all. But like like you said, like there are times where like when you're not just don't want to make music, you literally just quit the session, do something else. Like
Yeah, and
or
that's a big thing that I've come to like appreciate too. It's like when you push yourself and try to be creative, like it's not gonna work every single time. Like sometimes like when I'm just not feeling it, I'll be like, all right, I'm just gonna watch like an anime that I like, or I'm gonna play just a video game. I'm gonna do something that's just not music, and then all of a sudden like you'll be ready. You'll come back to the doll like just more like recharged, and that's when like the real like the best shit I've ever made. That's how it's happened. Like
yeah, bro. Like if you're a producer that works for a label, Monday
Yeah.
through Friday, bro, or like even on weekends, bro. Like
dude, yeah.
oh, you're not feeling it? Who gives a fuck? Like we just signed this artist for $5 million. We won't get that money back. Like we need you to be on your fucking like creativity
yeah,
shit.
for
Like,
real.
like that's why I hear like, I mean it's good money like to be put in these positions, but that shit comes with pressure and deadlines and
Yeah,
expectations, bro. Like,
there's a lot of sacrifices
Yep.
when you get to that level. And then like that's just one thing that like I mean I would, if someone offered me that, I probably like wouldn't want to take it just because I am not trying to be like the most well-known person, but I just want to be able to make good music. So it's like
at your own will.
yeah,
So-
my own will, which is like a big thing. And like and I feel like being independent is just like overall better for me. And just like for most people in general, like yeah, labels are cool, but like it's cooler if you're doing that shit on your own, like in my opinion, you know.
Would you ever be open to like being on a label?
I definitely would, but it would be like it wouldn't be like contractual, like on how like the level that you're talking about earlier. It'd be like more like, yeah, I'll give you the song type deal, but I'm not gonna do the whole like, yeah, you gotta send me 20 tracks a month type shit. Like
Like you're just not really gonna put yourself in that rat race.
yeah,
Shit.
I'm not gonna put myself in the because I'm not trying to like be like, you know, like, oh, I'm better than this person, or like I can do all this. Like,
I get what you're saying because I noticed some people the way they navigate their music portfolio is that they're collecting gym badges.
yeah,
Like they're collecting
exactly.
Like
yeah,
you go on their SoundCloud labels I released on.
exactly. Yeah, like
And,
no,
like-
like that's cool to me, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like
And you know it's crazy because that's like people have certain like focuses in their music path.
yeah,
Like when I see a lot of those label releases, I'm like, oh, okay, like you went for the name vouching.
yeah,
You went-
exactly.
And then also I know like you probably don't own all your masters. So like there's a lot of things that like we see through actions people are willing to sacrifice to get certain
or
things
like
done,
just
right?
cut the
Like,
corners type shit.
oh, what do you mean like cut the corners? Like
I mean,
oh,
like
getting
you
shit
said, like
close
not
to
not
this?
well, yeah, like ghost producing, but like you said, like not owning your masters and kind of just like, all right, you make a song, send it out, and then it's just like, you know, it's not completely yours, and like that's a big thing that I kind of, you know, I feel like every producer has to decide at one point if they're gonna master their own shit or not, because I feel like it takes away like just from the sound like that you're making, you know. I'm like, at the end of the day, we're just controlling frequencies, and like you kind of like it's either you have 100% control of it or not. And when it does come to like labels and shit, like it kind of takes away from a lot of that, you know.
Oh, I got you. I mean I feel on that, bro. You know it's one of those things though. Like when we get put into these situations, like let's say we do ever get a label opportunity, right? Like with our dream
Yeah.
label, like what are some of the things that we're willing to sacrifice, like to
Yeah.
execute like a release? You know, like I think to myself, like if my dream label hit me up for a demo and a release, like I tell myself, like what are my sacrifices to make this possible? You know,
Yeah,
like am I
yeah.
willing to sacrifice my whole master? Am I willing? You know, like there's some things
Yeah.
that like, I mean, I would like to see myself get into these situations, like. in the future, just to see how things play out, right?
Yeah.
But you know, these are things that I kind of think about. I mean, it's weird for me too because I've been like self-releasing, so like, uh, my mentality for like just like the way when we're talking about like I guess revenue, like it's just a little different. But again, it's also depending like what kind of like music portfolio you're trying to build. Like some
Yeah.
producers, they look for that kind of like portfolio that, oh yeah, I've been on these labels. Some
Right.
artists look for the, no, I'm the artist that has like the fucking 100,000 plays, and it's like self-released. Like there's people that
Yeah.
are going for like particular looks in this industry.
Yeah, and it's all
Uh,
like, what clique do you want to join? Like that's how I feel like with what labels are nowadays, and it's like it takes away from me like the passion. So like I do want to kind of just like be more in control of like how what direction I'm gonna take, and even if it's a slower path, like I'm okay with that. Like
okay, let me ask you this: what can an artist do within their portfolio to leverage themselves to be able to get those kinds of creative uh, controls, like with
I
labels?
just think like it's like it depends on how you want to work it, because it's like all these opportunities are either gonna like help you in the long run or hinder you. And I feel like a good path, right, like would be to like get good enough to where you can get on labels and like build an actual fan base, and then like once you have your fan base, then you can start self-releasing and build like your independent fan base, and kind of just like not saying like use the labels, but like work with them in a
Right.
sense, but like in a sense to where like they help you in the beginning, but then the end game is like you're self-sufficient.
Got you. I feel
So
it.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, I think there are labels out there that definitely know the game too. Like like
Yeah,
there's people that there's labels out there that know that producers are doing their circuits. That
exactly.
okay, like
Yeah,
this producer wants to release on our label. Like okay, there
yeah,
are some labels that do demand like more than just a release. They want you to
yeah,
fucking go through the hazing. They want you to like
for
go
real.
through initiation, Hell Week. They want you to show up to the 1 year, 2 year reunions and shit. Like they want you to fucking pull up to all the signings, music videos. Like
Picture day, all that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, bro. And it's like, fuck, bro. I'm just trying to get it released, bro. Like, this shit's only gonna do 2,000. Chill, bro. Like, fuck, dude, crazy. I don't know. That's something I still think about. Like, when it comes to label releases, like, what is it that I'm willing to, depending on the label, you know, like, what is it that I'm willing to
To give
agree to?
up, yeah,
It's
yeah, the
always,
terms and conditions.
yeah, it's always interesting. What would you guys take for as an advance if you guys were to ever take one?
A label deal.
Yeah, like a label deal. Yeah, would you guys ever take like a loan like that, like an advance? 100,000, Dim Mac.
What,
I don't know
what
if
is
they
it?
do that type of
I
shit.
want 3 albums in 3 years.
For 100,000?
Damn.
Fuck no, I can make 100,000 off 3 albums. That's not. Why do I need did not for that? I think that's the.
We have the network.
And you only need to give me 100,000
Yeah.
for 3 albums. One of my albums could sell close to. I don't know if I'm projecting. I'm on DivMac, and you guys think I'm that good. Like my music's gonna be worth that good. Then if you're owning, I'm thinking you're lowballing me at this point. If you're only throwing 100,000, like,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
for 3,
Interesting.
that's so that means 3 divided by 100,000. What is that? That's like 33,000 per album. Like I'm not doing that. Like
A year.
yeah, nah.
Yeah, albums are arguably like the hardest pieces of work to
Yeah.
do, as far as like a
But-
bigger artist. I feel so that's a lot of
album,
pressure.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like EP, maybe I can understand 3 EPs.
5
But that's hard as fuck too. Like I'm working, bro. EPs are hard to fucking put together and shit. Like it's a lot of thinking together.
Yeah, and I mean that's just like one thing that I have learned in like all these production shits. Like always, like when you're producing, like make sure you have that direction of like how you want your shit to go.
Yeah.
It's
How
gonna
it's all
save you so
budgeted,
much
yeah.
time, and it's just gonna like it's the difference between people making music and the people finishing music. Like that's like one of the biggest factors that a lot of my friends have like explained to me.
You're right, bro. Because there
Yeah.
are a lot of people that I come across. They be saying, "Oh, I'm working on music."
Yeah,
It's like, all right,
and
bro,
they are like
where it at? Or like,
yeah, they are, but they're not like they don't have that direction to like finish it, and
I
like
feel it, bro. And you
like,
know what? that's an obstacle and a challenge that I came
Yeah.
across at a certain point too. Where I'm like,
Dude,
damn,
yeah,
like I'm writing
like-
music, but I can't seem to.
I'm just figuring
finish
that
it.
part out. Yeah. And
Or even just like music that's like consumable.
yeah,
That makes-
like
I don't know if
something
that
that's
makes
just
sense,
like,
but-
okay, this is playable. Like people are gonna vibe with this because it's like, it's all a process.
Because
Like you're gonna,
anyone can get on a doll, throw samples, and upload it to the web, but like,
and
what does that
even
sound
like, yeah, even like using samples is cool too. But it's like the whole, you have to have a like a theme for your song to be consumable, and you know, for people to actually like, yeah, to give a fuck and like to reach a, you know, a broader audience. Yeah, to connect.
Whole storyline.
Yeah.
Like,
And I
even
mean,
the
I've
best
learned.
brands have storylines. Like,
Yeah, you gotta have the storyline and the lore and all that shit. You know,
what's the lore of Vial?
the lore of me is, you know, we just came from nothing. We're just, you know, I started out here just listening to shit, and like I didn't even know what I liked when I first discovered dance music. And it's just, dude, I look back and I'm just like, it's definitely been a wild ass ride. Like
what were the first sounds that you encountered of
that
dance
I
music?
encountered was like hard techno, like hard style, and like progressive house and like big room house.
Oh, okay.
And you know, you get into all like the main stage shit, and it's like you just don't know any better, and you're just like, cool, this is what everyone's listening to. Like, this is where I'm gonna go to. Like, and you think that's what you like, and then you kind of like you start developing your own taste. Like, and I'm still developing my own taste. Like, I'm barely figuring out like what kind of music I want to make and what I want to sound like, and like it took me a long ass time to even like start thinking about all that shit, you know? Like,
Yeah. For both of you, are you guys' music palettes? Do they change like every season, or would you guys say every year? I've noticed for myself, like music taste wise, like every year I seem to like
changes, yeah.
It kinda
just
changes,
like,
I don't
dude,
know,
like even from like us meeting, like I feel like both of our like taste is like developed more in a good
Crazy.
in a good way. Yeah, like
uh,
we used to listen to some crazy ass shit, and like,
but also too, you know, I also want to thank the contribution of all the people that have been like pushing music
yeah.
into the web, you know, because so many subgenres now versus 4 years ago. bro,
Oh
like,
yeah,
before
like
COVID.
it's out of control right now,
So
in like a good way, because it's like,
What's the genre, bro?
dude, that's what I'm saying. BPM is a lie.
hold up, bro. Nah,
you know
hold
where you
up.
came from, though, right?
Hold up.
You
Oh,
can't just be
yeah.
saying shit like that,
No,
bro.
it is. If you
Yeah,
think
well,
about it, it
those are
is. Like I
lively,
could show
dog.
you, I could show you the same track in like 4 different genres, and like they all sound great. And it just goes to show you, it's not like, it's not the tempo. It's like the sounds and the idea behind the song.
Mm.
I mean, the tempo helps like kind of guide you, but at the end of the day, it's like it could be any tempo, and like it's still, as long as you know what you want, like it's gonna sound great.
Nah, you're right. Lose the tempo.
Yeah, like literally lose the tempo.
Yeah, no, for real, bro. The perfect show to say it here.
Yeah,
dude.
right.
Now
Now,
on the next episode.
shout out for BPMs and tempos though for establishing time in music.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
right.
time doesn't exist. Fuck outta here.
It's a really great concept.
Time is a map.
Time is a map. Dude, I wish they had VR for music making, bro. I told you guys, right?
Alright.
I could just put on a helmet and like I could just think my sense.
God, it'd
Shit.
be such a,
That'd
there'd
be
be
so
so much
crazy.
music out.
Like press record.
Alright.
Put your thinking cap. Put your producer caps on. I'd be sick as fuck. Hey, I got 2 players. Hell yeah. I got a second cap. We're collaborating. I just got my second cap.
We'd be making music all fucking day.
The producer helmet.
Yeah, right.
No, that'd be hella bad.
Would it be Fruity Loops or Ableton though?
Obviously, FL Studios, bro. Gang in this bitch. What?
Nah, this would be up to studio. You're still at Ableton?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ableton all day.
Damn.
All day, every day.
All day.
You said all day. Hell yeah. All day. There hasn't been no new dolls out, right? Like, it's all still the same.
There-
Studio One?
What came after all of these, at least?
Yeah. Well, and by the way, I got nothing against Fruity Loops. I hear some really great. I hear some really great music from that shit. So like, it's all good shit. But the newest song that I've like have seen that makes me want to like switch dolls is Bitwig. I don't know if you've heard about it or like seen any videos on it. Like, it is like the next level of like a producing doll, in my opinion, because it's like they don't just have like instruments. Like, it's literally just a list of everything you can do, and you build your own you build your own racks for everything. So it's like a complete like audio engineer like weapon, basically. Like if you want to EQ, like you build your bands. Like if you want a compressor, like you build it, and it's just like you like it's like reverse engineering every possible tool that you have in our current dolls.
So I'm literally doing analog shit in digital programs.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, and it's like the interface like super sick, and like I've seen people use it really well, and it's just like, dude, this is like it right here. Like I'm just like fuck everything else. Like I'm just like trying to just get to that level where like I understand the tools more. That way I want to make the switch and like just build your own shit. Because once you like have complete control of like your sounds, it's just like, dude, you can fucking make anything and anything. But yeah, Bitwig, check that shit out.
Is producing too long unhealthy?
I have been feeling it. I think so. You know? I think Like, are you talking like specific sessions?
I'm just talking about like in general, like just like you know, obviously when we're producing, like being around like technology, like computer screen, like sitting down or whatever. Like, do you guys have a cutoff time for you guys? Like, I know sometimes sessions are like depending because you're vibing out and like sometimes like you just don't want to stop.
Yeah.
But is there like a certain time you're like, no, like I'm fatiguing. Like I'm fucking like
I need 3 hours or 4 hours of sleep before I go into work. That's my cutoff time. As long as I get 4 hours of sleep before I go into work.
That's a good cutoff.
Sometimes like I mean, honestly though, every night I'm trying like 6-7 hours. So I'm cutting myself off at like 1:32 in the morning. But there's some sessions where I'm just like, nah, there's still ideas going through my head. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Until I really just have to go to sleep type shit. But most of my sessions last like 4 to 5 hours typically, unless it's like.
It sounds about right. Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, I'm still on a good one. Let's keep going. But I usually don't get like that often. And those are rare moments for me where I'm just like, oh, okay, let's keep going. And then, like I said, usually it's like 4 hour like sessions, and then just going in between projects a little bit. To your earlier question, like, bro, I've had like. Right now, I have a total of like 7 projects that I'm working on, but like they're all like kind of different, and like they all have their own sets of problems and stuff. Not problems, but like, do you ever go into your doll with mental headaches you know you're gonna have to deal with already, but you're just
all day, yeah.
Like, bro, I have to automate some like everything right now. Like it's about and like I have a whole track already done and. There's things I know I need to automate, so I'm just like, fuck, that's just the tedious work that I really don't.
It's like working out, bro. Like it's like I know if I work out, this is for my good being.
Yeah, like you don't want to do it, but like
I don't want to endure the pain. I don't want to endure this.
So I'll start another project. Or I'll work on something else. You feel me? But like, there's just little things, or like there's sometimes where some tracks are just like certain emotions, sometimes, or like not even like. You just know you made that shit like out of anger or some shit. So going back to that project.
Yeah, you gotta come back with the same mind state to like be able to have that same passion.
Facts. So like sometimes I'll leave projects alone. So I'm really feeling. I'm alright. Let's go back into this.
Yeah, I definitely got my angry projects and my happy ones and like my like lit ones and my sober ones. You know, like.
Do you guys try to take advantage of you guys' emotional states to write music?
I definitely do, because I feel like that's like the most important aspect of me to music, like what emotion they invoke. And that's like one thing that I was gonna bring up earlier, that I do like the direction that of the music that I'm making is like pure emotion. Like I'm not making party music anymore. Like I'm making stuff that like makes you want to question shit or like feel some type of shit, like either if it's like really really happy stuff or like really sad stuff or like just like something that's just like out of the box and just like interesting. And emotion is like the top thing that I do want to hit in all my tunes, because at the end of the day, like that's what's speaking to me, and all the music that I'm like really enjoying right now is just like, damn, this is making me feel this type of way. So it's like, how do I recreate that, and how do I control that aspect when I do my producing? So like that is like the number one thing to me, like other than like making it sound like listenable, like, you know, getting the mix down right, but having the emotion behind, and that all comes back to just like the direction that you want your shit to go. And like that's just, you know, having, being conscious of all that, like, oh, just push your shit to the next level. But yeah,
Yeah, a lot of times when like I'm feeling certain feelings, I'm like, oh hell yeah, like I could definitely now like write. It's more easier for me to write certain themes,
yeah,
right? Because there are times when I go into a session and I'm feeling neutral, like I'm just feeling like I'm just feeling neutral, like I'm happy, I'm chill, and I try to make a theme and I'll get it. But I've noticed that when I'm in an emotional state, and that emotional state is like very synonymous to the theme of project that I'm working on, the writing is just it's incredible, it's smooth for me. And so whenever I am feeling either anger or really happiness, excitement, hyped, driven, like when I'm really well driven, like I'm like, yeah, like all this stuff, like really, I'm just like, damn, for sure. Like I want to take advantage of the energy, and like because
exactly,
I'm able to easily explore
those avenues,
those synths, and
yeah,
like the synths that like really right then and
control.
there I'm able to match like certain synth behaviors and certain drum behaviors to what I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah,
Because when I try to like make a theme and I'm not feeling that theme, but I'm trying to recreate that theme without feeling it, it's hard for me to match that connection. So
yeah, because
so
you're
when
not like attached to it in like a way that it just like the emotion is just like made you do it in a sense, you know.
yeah, like okay, you want me to make a breakup song while I'm happy? I'll
Yeah,
try
like
to.
when,
I'm as a producer, I'll get it done. Might take me a little bit, but like you want me to make a breakup song while I'm like I just broke up with my girl. Like,
yeah,
I'm about to make you a fire ass one overnight.
yeah, it's like,
That's like yeah my direction.
yeah,
And like yeah for sure like that's been a better way to like deal a lot of like my negative emotions too,
yeah,
versus having to like maybe resort to like other ideas. Like I've seen a lot of producers even confess like music production has resulted them not hurting themselves when they have like felt like really depressed and shit.
yeah,
Like they've been very blessed to find a DAW to be able to express their feelings into music,
yeah.
versus not them having to cut themselves anymore whenever they felt like depression and shit. So like, I think it's therapeutic, very much like
That's the
certain times
term
too.
for it, and it's like, dude, at the end of the day, yeah, a lot of music is like saving lives, like from the people listening to it, go all the way to the person making it, like,
A lot of the music that I've been very excited about has always been through like the actual emotion that I was feeling.
dude,
So whatever
yeah,
you felt with the majority of like my catalog, that's what I was like initially like
just feeling at the
ultimately feeling
moment,
like
yeah.
on that project.
And that's kind of where I'm at with like what I've been releasing in the past couple months. Like, you know, the last one that I made was just like super dark, and that's just because like it's just feel like it's just been hit after hit, like losing homies, like going to all these funerals, like, you know, seeing all my homies struggle, and I'm just like, man, like this shit pisses me off. So I'm gonna make some fucking really dark shit, you know. But like having that drive and that outlet is just like it's life changing, you know. And at the end of the day, I can say like the same thing almost. Like I don't know where the hell I'd be if I wasn't decided to like, you know, like make music. Like
So
it's a really big part.
are you guys like both able to like in the moment, like when you're feeling that shit, able to hop on the dial, or do you have to like give yourself some time type shit? Because like for me, I'm the type of person that only when I'm angry can I focus and be on the dial. Like that's the only time I could like like out of all my emotions, I have to be real angry.
He's like, so I can do that shit 24/7 because
Like,
I'm
yeah,
always
no,
pissed
fuck
off.
you mean? Like, bro, I'm like, that's what makes me driven. So, like, me being
Yeah.
angry drives me. But all my other emotions make me shut down. And, like, for me to really like express emotion through like music and stuff, I just have to go through it, feel it, and then I could only produce if my headspace is like even and level. That's why like when I'm angry, it's just high, so it's a high like driven like level space. But any other emotions, I'm like nope. I, I can't even focus on the fucking moving my mouse right now. Like there's just no way. So I have to like sit with myself for a little bit, think about it, and then like wait until like all the like it might be
Yeah,
days
when it
sometimes.
comes.
Yeah, and like I'll still try to get on the DAW. Like I'm always editing like vocals for the podcast and shit like that. So I'm always
Yeah, you're
on
always like on it one way or
yeah
another.
on the DAW. But like when it comes to actual like
Yeah.
producing and making like writing music, that shit,
Yeah,
like,
and I feel like it's like really important like to take that into account and just like not like put the pressure on yourself, because then that's kind of like it's gonna take away from like the actual like emotion and drive that your music's gonna have.
Yeah, and I thought I wanted to say that too. That like when you hear my specifically that my catalog, like it's like a lot of it like for sure like emotion, raw emotion that I was feeling at the moment.
Yeah,
Because I know there is a lot of like production and records out there that are made already like with a script type shit. You know, like and that's not bad, but there is like just records that are just made like it's just something in the vault that a producer like is able to make type shit. You
yeah,
know, like there's producers that just make records and they're not emotionally attached. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
It's
like,
just
I'll go,
like
like going back to like label producers, right? Like they go into the label or to the studio and they just make what they have to make, and they a lot of times they rather not be emotionally like invested into it because at the end of the day it's a deadline for these people,
yeah,
and
and
but
it's
they're
not like fully there, so it's like why get attached to it?
right exactly.
Yeah,
So, um, that's why a lot. Yeah, it's a very it's just
okay,
depending on what are you producing for, right?
What,
Like,
I say, what if you're someone that's able to like, from a young age or like from young, like being able to produce good, welly high quality music, you know, and like, why would why would I be so emotionally attached to everything I do when it all comes out like kind of pretty good sounding, you know, like, because I know there's producers that do this full time, that bro like they just produce like 50 tracks like in a week type shit, like but they're all good. Not to say they don't have emotions in them. Like you'll hear some of them, and you're just like oh shit, like you know that I have intros and stuff, but like I think, fuck, I forgot where I was going
no,
with
I mean I do think the tracks add emotion, but I don't think those producers are too emotionally attached
that. You
versus
have to be
no, you don't have to be. Like I
like
said, the producers like as a producer, it's not your obligation to be like you don't have to be all
you
about
can pick
like
and choose, right?
yeah, you can pick
Like
and choose how like you go about production, whether if it was actually from your heart or if it was just like a record you wanted to produce like just as music. It was not your expression, but it was just
like a
music that you wanted to
job.
produce.
Yeah,
Or not like a job like you're a music producer that usually does this kind of catalog, but you just wanted to make this kind of record. And it wasn't necessarily like your emotion, but it was just like a okay, like I just want to make a house track today, and like it's good, like it's good, but I don't care if I scrap it. Like I'm talking about those kinds of tracks where like I made a good track, but if I scrap it, it's
how many
whatever.
tracks do you scrap a month?
Lately,
Yeah.
lately,
Yeah, no, lately.
so okay,
I think that's gonna like
okay, so I'll give you more specific details as to how many new projects I start.
scrap. How many projects do you scrap? Not start, scrap a month. Like you're just like, I'm not going back to this.
I'd say at least maybe one.
One a month?
One.
Okay.
Lately.
Okay.
Back then it'd be like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Before 2022.
I don't think that's a lot. Like,
Oh really? I don't know
no,
what
I don't
the.
think that's a lot
I mean,
at
I don't
all.
know how many people. Were,
Well, but okay, but I'm saying like this though, like so those are tracks that you can just be like, all right. But what if that track is still like a really good track that you
Oh,
know
yeah,
the
for
label
sure.
would be able to release?
Yeah.
Like I would still be open to the idea of that. All right, well, let's try to shop it anyways. Like I might not like be focused on working on this track no more, but like I had some emotion tied into this, so I don't know why I wouldn't try to just throw it out somewhere to have someone else give it more attention and stuff.
Okay, so I'll go. I'll be more specific as to why I scrapped them. I didn't ultimately like. Well, yeah, that's crazy because I don't muchly think that it was like consumable. But like, who knows what the market, how the market would have
Reacted to
reacted
it.
to
Yeah.
it. So that's like, that's crazy. I always hear about stories about songs, never like we always hear about like records never really seen the light of day because either the label doesn't believe in it or the said artists don't really like put the 110% in it. But like we always see like these leaks of these like songs, and you always hear like the comments and like people saying like, "Damn, like this shit needs to release. Like we need to hear it," type shit. And like I just want to. I can't even think about how many songs they got benched and shelved like that. Like they just weren't necessarily like too emotionally attached to it. They're like, oh well, we'll just shelf it, we'll just scrap it. We could just always make another one, right?
Well, I mean,
And it's like so it's like one of those
do
like
you have that
it's
him mentality? You feel me? Like if you're him, you feel me? Anything I make is gonna be that. So it doesn't matter if I'm really like that emotionally attached. I'm gonna make another one. Like like some people have that mindset. I'm gonna make another one. It don't matter. I'm gonna make. I could do this. Like I'm gonna do another one. So like, why do I need to be emotionally attached to like all these issues? At the end of the day, I'm gonna make another one. Like, and I see a lot of producers have that. Like, not even have that mindset, really, but they're just so nonchalant about like, this is what I do, though. You feel me? Like,
yeah, I don't know. The confidence is key, and like I can like pretty much confidently say like I guarantee you every producer has more whips on their prod. They have more whips than actual finished music. Like not every song is gonna be done. Like, and at the end of the day, you have to just see it as just practice, and it's just like, yeah, you tried nailing this idea, and it's just not. It's not gonna work every time. Like for some artists, it will because they're like that good, but like not everyone is blessed with being that good. It's like and like just like the more I dive into it and the more like people show me shit, I'm like, dude, there's so much unfinished music just sitting out there that has potential, but
yeah, but a lot of times it's also just the person too that's just battling their
yeah,
own.
it's the person just trying
Because we
to
always meet
manage their
producers
shit.
like
yeah.
you'll hear some unreleased records of producers,
Yeah.
and you're like, damn, this shit's good. Like
Yeah.
this is consumable as fuck compared to all the other shit.
But they're just
Put
like,
it out. They're like, nah, this shit's ass.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like.
You know what it is? It's them comparing that shit to like other shit.
To what's out.
It's like, god
and
damn,
like that's
bro.
yeah, you shouldn't do that. Like you just put out what you want. Like but like at the same time, like be really conscious of like what you're releasing, like compared to what you are gonna do next and like what you already did, because you have to. I don't know. To me, like I'm more interested in an artist that has like that whole direction figured out, like because to me it's all about like being like super organized. And like when I just see an artist who like, all right, like they have this release coming up and then I know their next shit's gonna be like just as fire, like that's like the people I look up to, and like that's like the direction I feel is most successful for a lot of up and coming people these days.
Would you rather take 20 mid quality tracks from your favorite artist a year or 10 good, well produced quality tracks from artists?
Easily 10. Yeah, more quality. Like I would want to listen to more music from my favorite artists, but like I want their shit. Like I look up to them because I call them my favorites for reasons. So I want to hear like the most fire shit from them.
And if it's of quality, bro, one of those tracks I'll listen to for 3 months straight.
Yeah, like
it's quality.
It'll be a go-to, and you're just like, dude, this is just one of these weapons I have now. Like,
yeah,
I still get decisions to this day by one fan. Like, it's just that good of a record, Like, if you're constantly dropping that good of records, it don't matter. Like, if you're constantly.
Yeah, that's what separates them from being timeless. Because once you've accomplished that, then it's just like you're in. Like people are always gonna listen to your music. That's how you keep a fan.
Quality.
Yeah.
I'd rather get a quality. I'd rather have one solid EP from my favorite artist a year. Like,
dude, straight up, yeah.
Yeah, because like EPs, like for EDM especially, like EPs are like our albums, bro. Like that's like what a lot of producers focus on. Like it's real hard to see any underground producer put out an album. Like it don't make sense to me. Like I can understand EPs because they're just small like project ideas and like be able
It
to
makes
like
more sense and like
yeah, but like I don't know how. And this is me like with the bias of being like a big bass head in EDM. I don't know if I could listen to album straight bass with no like real direction. You know, like
yeah, and like that's the thing when it comes to writing albums too. Like you have to, it can't just be all like house music or like
yeah,
you kind of have to be an artist on that level where you're gonna have at least like one down tempo tune or like I'm gonna have like some crazy fucking techno shit going on. Like
some
it's not always is gonna be the same.
I'm trying to think of the people. Well, I kind of know a few of the people that do albums really good, right? In EDM, I'd say like right now. Obviously, I'm gonna put Skrillex in there, but Flume, obviously, amazing albums every time he
Oh,
comes.
dude,
That's why
every single time.
I don't even like care how frequently Flume puts out music, just because I know he's gonna drop. He's probably working on an album, but
Oh,
he's gonna drop an album at some point, you know. So like, I'm
Mm.
always down to wait for that. Like, Reporter's the same way, you know. Like, there's artists like
dude,
that.
those are all S tier artists
Yeah, that I
for
don't care
sure.
if they're dropping loosies. I really don't. Just
Yeah.
come back with the album whenever you feel free. Like, let's you feel me? Like.
Do you think, as a newer music artist, starting artist, do you think the the quality is more important than the quantity?
I feel like whatever level you're at, like you should always prioritize the quality
For sure.
because that's what's gonna like hold its value for the next 5 years.
Right,
Like
because I could come across a SoundCloud
yeah,
artist and their first few tracks are just mid. I'll probably be like, I probably won't come back.
yeah,
I come across
yeah.
a SoundCloud artist has one track and like it's fucking
And it's like
banger.
really, yeah. You're
I'm
like,
gonna
okay,
follow.
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
look
look
out
out
for
for that.
that
Yeah,
next
I'm gonna
track.
keep an eye
Yeah.
on this person. And like 9 times out of 10, like they're gonna come through with the
And
next
every
one.
week I'm going into this profile to see if
Oh
some shit's
yeah,
been uploaded. It's interesting. This is all some
yeah.
interesting
No,
shit, folks.
definitely stick to quality, everyone. There's too much shit out, so it's like the less the better right now.
Yeah, quality.
'Cause I got too much to keep up with right now, so I'm like, give me less better shit, and my life will be a lot better.
Yeah, there were there's a thing that's going on with like playlist curators, how they're receiving just like a bunch of like demos, and
Yeah,
that's resulting to like a bunch of like different kinds of like production levels.
yeah.
And I guess like the statistics of playlist curators saying that a lot of these demos sounding unfinished is like 75%.
Oh, I believe it 100%
And
too.
it's not to
'Cause
say
it's
that maybe
like,
these songs are not unfinished. They're probably finished, but for playlist curators to feel that like 75% of their submissions
are unfinished.
feel like they sound unfinished is it speaks about quality to me, about the kind of submissions that's being submitted. Um, when I was starting out as a producer, a lot of me holding on to releases was because of quality. And a lot of times there was a certain point where like fuck, like I like to put deadlines on myself, like when I was new, yeah, I was like, as a newer artist, I think I should be releasing at least once a month. I think that was fair. I think that still is fair, kind of today, at least at least now with like my experience, like I think that's definitely doable as fuck.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I set for like this year alone, and I mean it does show for itself like the progress you can build, setting a
Yeah.
goal, like an achievable goal, not something that you're gonna like can't realistically pull off. Has to make sense to like whatever level you're at as a producer.
Mm. Yeah, and I'm glad that as a producer, I'm able to like now pick up on like certain specific things I want to like improve on.
Yeah,
Like as a producer back then, new and starting, there's a lot of things I wasn't able to translate. I wasn't able to translate my weaknesses, like very very fast at the moment. But now when I notice a weakness in production, I'm able to translate what's going on and like directly like resolve like what like my weakness in that.
yeah,
So like back then, like not knowing how to like maybe like oh probably should like I don't know what to do here. But once I figured out, like, oh, I should be like sidechaining here or volume automating, uh, like just like that awareness and like that
That's like
connection.
yeah.
It's just like I had to train myself to make that like connection of like, okay, what needs to be done here? Oh, okay, now I need to do this here, and that's all it takes time with production. Especially like if you're, I don't really have like a mentor, like knowing how to write music, like writing songs.
Yeah,
know,
like,
like-
just kind of just go
Like,
for it.
I mean, I wish I could have had like a mentor, like, looking back, but I didn't have like a mentor like that to like writing songs and shit. I probably like the closest is just like looking at like my friends' projects and like seeing like them showing me like what they did, but like actually like from beginning to scratch, like knowing how to write a song, like that shit took like a bunch of projects. And I know for a fact, like looking back a lot of my first tracks back then, I'm like, damn, like I thought this was quality. And then and I think it's very important though that like there might be some music that we want to like try to make. Like we have like idols and we have music artists that make music that we like and we try to achieve that kind of quality. But sometimes like that shouldn't hinder you from like releasing shit like when you're starting out.
Most
Cause
definitely
like
when you're
you know
starting.
the progress is gonna come. And like I've always looked at the first tracks that an artist released versus like what they do now, and like 95 to 99% of the time
You'll
it's
see the
always like
level up,
progress
yeah.
over time. Like within a 2-3 year frame of a new producer to like their full catalog now, like I've always seen progress 95%. So like I would always say like the quality is definitely important. But I always think that if you're satisfied with it, like release it and like just see what the reaction is to it. Because like it's again like we might think it's trash, we might think the quality's not there, but we never know exactly true.
Yeah, how the listener is gonna react.
Yeah, because we always hear about this shit all the time with artists. They release music. Oh, I didn't think this shit was gonna do
Yeah.
numbers, but this is like
like
And
you
like-
gotta think about it, like, bro, like my ex is trash, bro, but someone loves her. You feel me? So like someone's gonna love your trash too. You feel me? So it's okay to put it out.
That's a
You
good
feel me?
way to put it.
You feel me?
And yeah, like that's one big thing too. Like if you do feel a song is done, don't be afraid to just put shit out. Like who cares? You know, like you're gonna always make better shit if you just keep practicing.
At the end of the day, you could always delete it.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess you're right. You could always delete it.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean I'm just trying to see. Damn, I'm trying to figure out how many. Can you guys figure out how many songs you guys have out as like artists?
Out?
Yeah.
I think only like 12 for me right now.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was like
And it's been about a year now, like releasing music.
yeah, I think it was like I got like 4 songs, you know, being able to like actually finish last year that I was like, all right, I'm down to just like put them out.
Yeah,
And
we'll
then the
throw
rest
in like
came this
bootlegs,
year.
remix, like
Yeah.
we'll throw in all that shit in there, like remixes, bootlegs.
Yeah, I would say like I'm thinking about like 12 right now, and then got another like 15, 20 that are like almost done, and just like kind of just gonna try to schedule them for the next couple months.
Okay.
And dude, yeah, the grind is real. Like when it does come to just making tunes.
I'm like 18, 19,
Oh.
maybe. I think I couldn't even tell you if I wanted to. They're all on some. I have some on YouTube and stuff too, but not too many. I think like I've kept it really like slow at releasing. Like it's weird. Like I think I go through seasons when it comes to produce, and this is like how it's been year to year since I've been making EDM. Like beginning of the year, I'll start real heavy, and then end of the year, I'll end with like something big. But like when it gets towards the middle of the year, I get like real stagnant. Like I don't know what it is. But I'll still like release here and there, but it's not like a consistent thing like that, which is probably not a good thing. But now like I kind of understand how to release and like how to keep like momentum flowing and whatnot. Like even though you're not releasing music, you can still be like present and still be like, you know, like letting people know you're working and like, you know, just I think we might not see like other producers like just posting on their story and like being in the studio like as too much of a big thing, but I think other people just like to peek inside sometimes and see like what you're doing when you're not just like producing music and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's always good to do that.
I feel that. Damn, it's already been an hour and 12 minutes that we've been recording. Damn, that shit was crazy.
Dude, yeah, we're just talking about some good shit. That's why
Art summer this week.
I'm not ready.
Was it 4 stages? 3, 4 stages?
4 stages,
Something like
yeah.
that. I'm trying to figure out if I could bring like a scooter or some shit in there, like on a bike, bro.
For
Get
real.
one of those, like, pretend like your foot's in the clutch and use one of those scooters that you.
Oh,
yeah, for real.
Damn. Okay.
Those ways.
That'd be nice if they're able to like right now, like those kinds of bikes and
Heelys.
shit. Heelys?
There you go, bro. Save your life.
Ooh. Okay. I'm messing with Heelys. You know, it'd be hella tight, bro. Like doing a show in a train.
That'd be pretty cool.
They just did that in downtown. I want to say somewhere out in LA. They did a train thing. I don't know.
Like inside a train, right?
Yes, bro. Inside a train.
Yeah, that's
like,
tight as
that's a train.
fuck.
I don't know if it was LA or maybe I'm thinking something in the UK. But I want to say it was in LA. Like
I've seen like sets out in LA like on the train tracks, but not like with
Like a
with the
moving
train
train,
moving
so
and
yeah,
shit,
like, that's
like a
crazy.
heist and shit.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna start doing then. You know how like there's trains and like there's like empty cabinets and whatnot, like on the train? Each of those cabinets can be a different stage, bro. You just gotta sneak onto fucking.
That'd be sick, yeah.
You know how many people are gonna get fucked up and hurt? That's so dangerous. Sounds fun as fuck, but
That'd be hella tight.
You
Though,
just
bro.
make them sign some shit before they buy their ticket, yeah. You should be straight.
The rave train. That'd be hella sick, bro.
shout out
From
Richard.
LA to
Huh.
Vegas. From LA to Vegas.
I'll do it. Seems fun. How long is the ride?
I mean, from Las Vegas to let's just say Los Angeles to Vegas, maybe like.
3
Well,
hours?
it'd probably be like two and a half,
I mean, if
maybe.
it's that train from the opening of Toy Story 4, that would be 2 hours.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Pixar be on that shit.
AC, I'm down.
AC?
There's AC in trains.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
bet.
trains
No,
are
train
legit. They got
recently?
like nice bars and shit, and restaurants.
I didn't notice, bro. I just noticed room temperature in the trains.
What trains do you go on?
Metrolink.
Omnitrans, dog.
I mean, I'm sure they got
Yeah, that's a
ACs,
bus.
but I never noticed like it being like hella cold, but it was like always like cool, like room temperature.
It's better than being outside.
I mean, yeah, I never felt like overheated in the train. Like the shit was buzzing. Yeah. they're doing metro passes for Hard Summer.
That's pretty legit. Like, I would avoid driving to that event
Shit, I'm
at all
driving.
costs. Like,
I'm driving. Fuck.
yeah, it's gonna be rough. Like, well, I don't know. Are you the one who posted the parking pass
Yeah.
information? But yeah, I'm just remembering like how everything went. Like, even like the first EDCs I attended to out there, I'm like, dude, it's such a shit show.
Oh damn! Because everyone always talks about like all
yeah.
the fun experiences, right? No one ever shares about the fights in the parking lots because hey, I'm
Yeah,
supposed to get out first. Fuck that shit.
for
We're
real.
supposed to leave right now. Like, damn, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be my first time actually going to Hard Summer in LA, and this is a first in LA,
This is the
right?
first one. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is our first time actually getting to experience the Coliseum inside, not on the side,
whole ass thing,
inside,
yeah.
bro. And the BMO LAFC Stadium, and all these other. And bro, it's gonna be a trip, bro. Just exploring all that. Parameters gonna be crazy, bro. I would love to like work a sector of like a festival of that scale. Just to see like how that all like.
That's how I'm getting in.
Oh, nice, bro. There's been times where people gotten in like that, where like they figured out like who's like the security company or like who's the
Just go,
station
go
company,
make the shirt.
and they'll literally like go through orientation and like get the shirts, and then when they get assigned their shifts, they'll just like
Fuck off. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm still tripping about that one time you told us about that story where you went into the sewers and shit.
Oh yeah, dude.
Fuck,
Fucking
bro. Any sewers
done some wild shit just to make it happen.
in LA. Oh, there's a bunch of sewers in LA, right? We could probably go to some sewers in Hard Summer. I think very possible.
Just
I'm
gotta.
sneaking in. That's all I'm telling you, bro. So, it's cool.
All right. With the capacity and like the frequency of Hard Summer this week, do you think we got our shit together for it to not have like some sort of like stampede fence incident like last time when EDC was fucking Because you remember Lil Jon was like, hey, stop hopping over the fence. Because people were like, it was all packed and shit. Like, you know, fences were getting broken into. People were like sneaking in. Do you think it could get like that again?
I think there's a high possibility, low key, like it being in LA, and Hard Summer to me, like it's one of the most craziest events. Like people are just down as fuck to do whatever. Like, yeah, especially
so?
dude, hell yeah.
Especially you think when it was recently like at the NOS.
I'm sure, like it's gonna be like escape energy, but like during the summer, and like to me, like those two events in particular, like. They're the ones that like people are down as fuck to do the wildest shit.
So would you say it's Escape and what other like event series of Insomniac? Would you say is like the most
wildest?
Like, wildest, yeah.
I'd say Escape for me takes the cake. Like it's
Yeah.
always sold out. There's always like people extra like saucy and just like
it's like a Halloween rave
dude,
too. Like,
yeah. So everyone's just like on a whole different like energy scale.
I feel that like the events more closer to Christmas are a lot more like chiller.
Yeah, like everyone's
Countdown,
like genuinely happier and just like
yeah,
chilling.
bro. I went to Escape and then I went to like Countdown like shortly after, and I was like, damn, like this is like two different energies. Like Escape was a lot more wilder and
dude, it's always
Countdown is a lot more like okay, like we're here to have a good time.
Yeah,
like, we for sure want to get home to like for the New Year's type shit too.
Yeah, you're like, I got goals to fucking accomplish. Like everyone's like,
oh yeah,
too, you know, like
Porter Robinson's language is just playing at midnight. Like that's the vibe at Countdown.
Yeah.
Hard Summer, fucking I don't even know. It's like a bunch of songs that are just going in my head. I don't know, bro. I was gonna say a mashup.
I saw ASAP Mob at Hard Summer. That's the first time I
ASAP
went.
Mob? Damn. I saw. You know my first Hard Summer, funny ass like rent free living in my head experience was Carnage throwing a tantrum during his set and pretty much talking shit on Gary Richards. For some weird reason, funny. I don't know. It's like, bro, Destructo booked you. Like, why are you talking shit on this food? Like, I don't know. Like, it was rain. I remember when it was raining, and I guess like one CDJ was only working, and he was like, "Man, fuck this shit. Destructo didn't even want me to play." And he was like, I don't know. That was like
sabotage.
Nah, bro. It was a setup.
So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't complain to that level because at the end of the day, you're still getting paid. So it's like, if you're getting paid, just like keep your mouth shut. Like you don't have to have that opinion out there like that. Like,
but you know, like, but here's my thing, bro. Like I've done shows to the point where like I've noticed some DJs be trying to like.
Have the egos, man.
Well, they be trying to like get away with some. Not get away, but like it'll be some shit like, "Oh, the CJs are not working. I'm not gonna play." Like it's like, nah, bro. Like you literally just like hit the button and like you accidentally loaded the track, but you weren't aware. But you're not trying to use that as an excuse as a technical difficulty to like try to like get out of get
out of it.
But like you still got like a deposit, bro. Like nah, bro. Like bullshit. Like you're gonna play your fucking hour or whatever the fuck. Like how do like I'm just trying to figure out how do people like see through the bullshit sometimes of like, nah, I'm not playing. Like CJ's not working. It's like nah, bro. Like we just tested. Like you know, I don't know.
You owe me money.
Or whatever what was agreed to, bro. You sold me my autograph. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, you still owe me a collab.
Holy shit. Yeah, you still owe me a collab, bro. You still owe me a ghost production. That's crazy, bro. Imagine getting booked not like you're not getting booked for like money. Like I will pay you in a banger.
Yeah.
Damn. Right. Hold
I mean,
bro.
depending on who it is and how spicy they are at the moment, then.
Look, hey, hear me out, guys. Some shit. Let's say if you guys were to like play a show locally, right? And instead of money, they were offering you catalog of bangers.
I mean,
and like it was yours to keep. Like you're gonna own the masters.
Dude,
this is interesting.
Decommodify everything.
Yeah, like let's say, hey, you don't got money, but I have a 40. Like this is a promoter that is actually a ghost producer, and he's willing to like pay you in like free or like untouched music. Would you accept that as a payment, like catalog, and like even if you didn't make it, but it's like bangers and like.
Will he continue to make music for me if I ask?
I mean, maybe, but I'm just talking about like, just is like a way you'll get paid for this like show. Would you take a catalog as a form of payment? I guess is what I'm asking.
I would take plates, but like as far as
Oh.
like, oh, you can have these songs, like
Yeah.
if I didn't write them, like at the end of the day, I don't want them. But like
Okay.
I would be down for the artist to be like, yo, I got like all these plates I'm sitting on, like I'll shoot into you. And I'm like, I
Okay.
would be like, if I fuck with the artist, then I'd be like, oh yeah, hell yeah, like I'm super down with that.
Okay, so but even if so you're gonna stand ground on like not even taking it just because you didn't make it, right?
It wouldn't feel right to me. So like I'm
Okay.
just like, nah, like I'm pretty good on that.
I got
Unless
you.
it was just like probably like even if they were like dummy good, I'd be like, you know what, like thank you, but like nah, you deserve to own these songs. Like they're that good.
I got you.
Like
Okay.
unless
No,
the artist is just like dummy cracked and they're just like, dude, I've fucking got way too much shit. Like I don't even want this. Like
no, I mean, I'm sure
then
there's like.
that'd be like at the end of the day, I would just I'd be more interested in having the play itself to play.
Got it.
You know, 'cause that's like a big thing too. Like being a good artist.
I could imagine like maybe like let's put it in different context. Like like for example, not EDM, like a hip hop producer, or like a hip hop DJ, or whatever.
Yeah.
They get offered a gig, or like a touring opportunity with their favorite artist, and instead of like music, or instead of like payment, like they get like like yeah, or shit like that, like, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is not bad, right? Because like
I can monetize it.
right, okay,
If it's
yeah,
mine and I can monetize it, I'm down. Especially if they're bangers, like you say. I don't have to monetize it for myself necessarily.
right.
Like brand it as my track.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
my
I was like,
master.
pay me in a collab. Like that would be worth it to me more, you know, for like having the opportunity versus just like here's a finished product. Like do whatever you want with it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I got you. I feel
Like
it.
yeah,
I
I know
think-
if artists can pay with opportunities and like that's even better than money in my opinion. Shit.
Okay, I feel that. So crazy, because I think if like my first year mentality of producing were to answer this question, I'd have been like, fuck that. Like I didn't make this music. I'm not taking this music.
Yeah.
But my third year, fourth year is like of like seriously like getting into like music business, I'd be like, give me this fucking catalog. Cause look, I don't gotta put myself as Husky. I can literally just be the
You can make
publisher.
another alias and just publish it as that alias. And,
Like
just pump music like that, monetize it. Like you're not necessarily trying to do anything with that project. Like you still have your project where you produce music, but now you're just producing a whole nother project. Like making a whole nother story. You're not even doing music, but you're just producing. You're producing a whole nother project. It's not music production, but it's still a form of producing.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you want to monetize it. It's a business at the end of the day. Like, if you want to stand on your art, then stand on your art as your project. As like, I don't see like. There's a bunch of YouTube channels out here that are just getting tracks from people that are just uploading it on their channels and monetizing it. And, bro, they're not doing anything artistry, but they're just taking advantage of the music.
of the system, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever. Like, I'm gonna cherish my art how I cherish my art. You feel me? But like, I don't know. Like, there's only so much ways to make money in the music business that I'm fine with doing like stuff like that. Especially if it's not hurting no one. And you gave me the track, and like I'm not hiding nothing from no one. I don't see it.
Like this question kind of resorts to the question of will I still listen to an artist if they bought or like had their shit ghost produced? And my question is, look, bro, if they are transparent, if someone were to ask them, did you make this music, and they were like, look, I had this ghost produced, but I liked it and I wanted to push it like under me. Like I love transparency.
Yeah.
I don't like the motherfuckers that's like, oh, I made this shit from scratch and I find out Timbaland, like, or whoever made like your whole ass like production, and you were just a front. Like, that's the shit that I don't like. But if you're an artist and like you're gonna like, let's say for an EP, you did buy your catalog and shit. You were just a face and you're transparent about it, and like, I mean. Some people are still gonna fuck with it. I think, like, even if you're transparent about that shit. Some people, like even like yourself, Elmer, might be like, oh, like you bought your music, that might not be as appealing to me versus the producer that actually makes your stuff from scratch. Um,
Yeah, no, it's just like having the power to like make those hits is like more than anything. Like,
right.
and I don't know, to me, like personally, like I'm not about like the whole like ghost producing. Like I don't even kind of respect it low key, and it's just like
Yeah, you know, I was gonna ask you, bro.
it's like
If you found out your favorite artist was ghost produced, like, would you
oh, and
stop
I know
listening to them?
I probably wouldn't like not listen to them because it's
Mm,
like if I like the artist, I like the artist, like ghost producer or not. But just like that whole aspect of the music business is just like
it fucks up a
the
lot of shit.
it fucks up a lot of shit, and the producers should like gatekeep their power. They're just like, I made this good shit for a reason. Like they should own their shit, you know. But some people gotta eat, and it's just like sometimes that's the only way they can make
I
money.
feel,
It's an
man.
outlet, so it's like I don't like respect it, but like I understand it, and I'm like I wouldn't. I don't hold anything against it, you know. Whoever has to do what they got to do, like it's all hustle at the end of the day,
Yeah. EDM's crazy, bro.
dude. It's the craziest
I
shit.
would have never thought in 2023, personally, it'd be the market it is. I think from my expectations, it got bigger than what it was.
Oh, dude, there's
Personally, for
so
me,
many
I knew it was
people
gonna be some
making
shit.
EDM right now.
I mean, I still think it still has a lot more to grow, no doubt. But I think like it's definitely caught in like attention, bro.
It
Like,
is out of control right now. Like,
you think so? The
oh,
rave
it's
scene?
easily out of control right now. There's too many people wanting to like be that producer, like, but it's in a good way too, because like it's gonna like weed out all the people who just are just doing it for the wrong reasons, you know,
That makes sense.
like.
Like with more of these people wanting to be these like certain
Yeah,
like
because it all comes down to like what your intentions are. Like,
in
if you're doing
space.
it just for like the recognition, just to be like, oh, like this guy can make good party music, then it just depends on how far you want your shit to reach. And like that's a reason why like the big boys are the big boys, you know, because like they understand all that shit, and they're just like, all right, like my next album is gonna have this level to this shit, you know, like that's what essentially is gonna reach the farthest, and like that's where all the plays come in, you know.
Yeah.
That shit fucks me up, bro. Like,
Dude, straight
I
up,
kind
yeah.
of sometimes it's a blessing, it's a curse, it's a fucking
That's a roller coaster for damn sure.
bro, it's the Holy Spirit.
El espíritu.
I think when you start to understand the business aspect too, you just go about it a lot more carefully too. Like and how
You
you like,
have to, yeah, you
yeah, I
have
don't
to
know.
make the
So
right moves. Like you don't want anything coming back to you, like biting you back or
and you know, and I think about these artists too that have teams and mouths to feed. They
yeah.
can't just be like producing records that are not gonna make money, bro. Like they had
No,
to
straight up,
they had to
yeah.
like you know a lot of people think they want to become rock stars and like they want to become at that level until they realize the consistency of
Yeah, the
responsibilities.
sacrifices that you gotta do to do
You know,
like
especially
make
people. You know, especially when you have like a team and now you're responsible for their income. It's like damn, like
yeah, it's a lot of pressure
some
and
people are
like
now you know coming at you like, hey, bro, like it's just another fucking shit, bro. It's
yeah. But I feel like that's what you gotta like just do with the right people, because it's like the right team will get you in the right places, and like like whatever you can't do, they'll be able to do. That way, you guys are full. Like your management's everything essentially when you hit those levels. Like that's like a really big thing that I'm learning from like just my homies who are have like are like in talent agencies and like shit like that.
So when we talking about still ghost, I know I'm still thinking about this. Well, not really, but like, what if I was a graphic designer, right? And now I want to start a project for a design I have, or like a logo I made, or like say I made a figure, and I now want to put an identity to this figure, but I don't produce, I don't make music, I just do all this graphic design work. But now I want to like have this entity put and put music out underneath it. Like as a graphic designer, is that still getting a ghost producer to do that? Like if I hire someone to make music for this brand, is that having someone ghost produce for my brand?
So let's define ghost production. Ghost production is when you got something produced for you, and we don't know who the producer is. You could still have someone produce it for you, and we know the person. You have someone produce it for you. We know that someone. Ghost produce is that you had it produced. We don't know this person. Ghost produce. So I think the question would be. No, yeah, I just think that let's define ghost producer. Yeah, ghost production is we don't know who produced it, and that's because the producer and or the artist wants it like that.
If you don't
Yeah,
know who's under the mask, then why does it matter?
and to me, like, for it to be ghost produced, it's like it has to be purchased. You know, like you have to buy like the song itself.
Right.
But like I said, if you don't know, why does it matter?
Well, like
who's
the thing
making
is,
it
like at
matter?
this point, like like I can just almost hear it when I'm like, you know what, like this person did not make this shit. Like I know this person's snares. I know this person's like, you know, bass lines or like what their signatures are. So like I can
Oh,
pretty
so
much like almost call them out and be like, yeah, this person, this is a sketchy one. Like,
But what if I started from ghost producing? Like I didn't even
then that's a
begin
whole
with.
other thing. You
You know,
just
like,
rich then. Like if you're just buying all your songs, like I don't know.
but like I'm not buying. But the thing is, like I'm also making a project though. I'm making art. I'm making this like how you were just saying. You put a story together. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm putting an amazing story together.
Yeah, that's
With
like the
resources that
marketing.
I have.
Yeah.
Like I don't, and that's what I see a lot of people. Not a lot of people, but I know there's a lot of producers out there that are teetering on that line.
A lot of projects that are doing that. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
and like
you're absolutely
I don't
right.
necessarily see anything too wrong with it as long as they're putting together a great story, image, and the music is there. You know, like I'm to the point, like bro, like we've been talking to so many people doing this podcast to where I'm at the point where like I don't give a fuck. I want what. How are you presenting the final product, and are you really paying attention to how like you're rolling it out? That's what matters to me. I don't care if you made the music anymore.
Yeah, and
I just
honestly,
care.
that's a good way to look at it.
I just care like
How you
care about the
present it,
project.
yeah. Like how deeply involved are you with your project?
Yeah, like that's
Because that's what separates like a good artist, like a good, even if the artist is not making their music, even just like a good, you
as
know,
long as they care
something to
about it.
follow.
You
Yeah.
feel me? Like as long as they care enough to make every aspect about it really good. You know, like as long as the artwork is on point, the visualizers, like you actually made the visualizers to like tell what the track you bought is about. You feel me? Like I'm not really mad at it because I know, bro. Like I know there's a few of my favorite producers that are like that. Like
That they
it's just
didn't
like,
make the music. Yeah.
what Excision, bro? Like, what do you mean? Like, he's like
yeah.
he could be one of the biggest ones here, but like I don't. He made Lost Lines, fam. Like I don't know. Like it is what it is at this point. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, like at that point, like you can't really blame the man. Like you're literally throwing festivals. Like you have so much shit going on. Like
no, bro. At
I
that
don't
point,
blame you if you don't have time to make music anymore.
no,
Like,
bro. I think the uninformed producer, that doesn't know how like an ecoverse like
how
that
anything
understands.
works. Yeah,
They'll understand that like yeah, bro. Like Excision shouldn't be spending time making music.
yeah.
Like
Like he usually
Excision
has
should be spending capital on other people, getting that
getting
situation
that.
that
Yeah,
for
level
him.
them up. Yeah.
His intention at this time is a lot more than just the him putting the time to make
His
the
mission
music.
is so much more bigger than just
Because he could still make the
being
music and write the music, but the music is still gonna be out. Where he could just be focused on because that is the bigger picture for me. Like when it comes to like Lost Sounds and shit, that's like definitely the bigger picture outside of like his own like self gain. Because he's putting like
Yeah, he's putting everyone on.
everyone on. So like for me, he doesn't have to make the brag or like the bragging rights of like I could write my shit. He don't give a fuck about that no more.
Yeah,
like
and he shouldn't.
I like that angle too, like because that's the angle of the positive side.
Yeah.
But I could easily flip everything you guys said and say, nah, he's just working the business.
Oh,
And
that
He
too.
and he
started
is
a
though.
label to work the business. He started a festival to work the business. It's all profiteering for him. The same way like you guys are saying that he's helping the culture, I could say
Oh no,
he's taking
but yeah,
advantage of it.
yeah, and I'll
Same
add to
way.
that. He's not.
But I
He
mean-
wouldn't be doing this without profit, bro. Let's just say that right now. Like,
Oh, for damn
I mean,
sure.
he's in the situation to say that. Yeah, it's for sure all for the community, but like he's able to say that because profits are coming in, bro. Like, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
You feel me? But I get it. Like, what his business model has helped so many people, which is a good.
And
thing
like
about
that's like that to me outweighs like, you know, the fact that he is just making good money off this shit with, because it's like at the end of the day he's building careers, like, and like that's gonna, you know, be like more sustainable for all these people in the long run who like need that opportunity, you know, like we need shit like on that scale for like other people to like get that opportunity to like level up, you know. And yeah, no, he's done it. Like he built it. There's a hell of people that have been put on just playing his festival,
Yeah,
and
and
like, you know,
he's
releasing
branching out.
music through his shit, like through Subsidia and stuff. And yeah, now he's branching out. Like he's making TV shows and shit now.
Is he making TV
No, I'm
shows?
just
He fucking have his own
Yeah.
cook show. What is on the Food Network?
yeah, right.
The full. Well, let's talk about just Excision as a businessman real quick because let's just add on to like the festival series. Bro got his own vape, dog.
Oh
His own
yeah,
vape
he's his own
juice.
vape juice. Fucking.
He sells it at his festivals.
That's how you know he's making too much money. Like he's just like starting like he's just like fuck
he
it,
knows his
like,
demographic,
yeah.
and that's why I think, like as a business person, I'm like, damn, like, okay, like he knows that our demographic is a very like, it's very active in like vaping and shit, and so like you know like in terms of like products and putting his brand on something like that made sense and like all this like again like the label Subsidia, Base Canyon, all these freaking. Nah, bro. Like I said, if this was not making no profit, this would not be existing. He would not be doing this out for like the. He would still be passionate for that shit, but like if he wouldn't be doing this and getting into debt, that's how I feel about it. He wouldn't be getting into debt for this shit.
How many tracks come out on a Subsidia release?
Depends, like,
Every month, bro. I don't know on the
they've
what
been
frequency,
really
but every
consistent.
month, yeah.
But about how many at a time? Because it's not just one at a time.
I think
like
it's
a
about
bunch, right?
like
It's
Well,
15,
sometimes,
15,
yeah,
20
they-
tracks a month.
yeah
Subsidia.
for each comp.
That
And-
he's getting a percentage of that he did not produce. I feel like, you know, like.
He's buying the tunes at that point. Like he's
Yeah.
just building the brand and like that's like it's like the ghost producing but without the ghost part. Like, and they're at the end of the day, even if he's like not making the music, he still has that platform to like build all these artists up because it's like all that's like even out just like gonna outweigh all the you know all the money he's making.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he's made himself a valuable distributor.
Dude, straight up,
Yeah, straight up. Because if you could get placed on Subsidia, that could also get you placed to play a nice show like that.
Yeah, like a bigger show that you want to play. You
That's
know?
why he gets the amount of catalog that he gets because he's known how to make himself a valuable distributor compared to other labels. That's
People
why
want to be on.
a lot of these
Subsidia.
other labels are not getting the amount of demos anymore because they're realizing
Yeah.
that if I release a Subsidia, I can also get a possible show. I can also get my eyes on from Excision to where like you know, and that's why like when you release with labels, you gotta think about stuff like that. Like, okay, you're not just distributing to my shit, but what other opportunities can I get out of this?
Yeah,
Are
exactly.
you syncing? Are you constantly syncing your demos? Like, you know, there's a lot of these questions you should have in mind, like when shopping labels and what they should do for your track. Especially if you're like sending over your masters away to these labels, like at least know what do they want, what they're gonna do with it. Because once they
Yeah,
have
for
the
real.
masters, they could do whatever they want with your product. Especially if they got 100% of that shit. Yeah. Self-release. I don't know. Like I definitely want to do a lot more label releases. Whenever I can get I mean, I need to send it over, but yeah. Excision, I respect him for sure. Right now, you know, as a businessman, for sure, he's killing that shit in the bass scene. I mean, someone to look up to in terms of like how he has cultivated a community and also like established that into a business. I mean, he's got it all: the show, the label, he has his own. I mean, his own like actual performing as excision.
So
I
I
mean,
think if you learned anything from this conversation is get yourself a ghost producer, bro.
Get yourself a Dion Timmer.
There you
yeah. Well, look, if you want to cut, if you want to do shortcuts, just have a really nice budget and a ghost producer.
Work hard.
Work
Just,
hard or
just be rich and
just be rich
yeah,
and
you'll be
How you
good.
get rich? You gotta work hard, bro. Come on.
I mean, or you could get that shit inherited.
Stocks, Bitcoin, I don't know, bro.
True.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways.
Well, can we expect some new music coming from Vial? Are we writing music? Or are we finishing music, Val?
We're finishing music now,
Oh yeah,
boys.
for sure. I'm glad, bro. Yeah, are we getting
Yeah,
any
no,
new
I'm
music coming out
super
soon?
excited. For the rest of this year, I am just doing the monthly release, and yeah, next year I'm trying to double down. But a lot of music is gonna be coming out like really really soon, and yeah, I'm just like kind of learning the ropes still. But like for me, being able to have 25 songs done in what 8 months, that's good enough for me right now. And like that number is just always just gonna either go up or stay the same, you know.
That's cool. And do you also still plan on throwing like shows under the Reflection Project anytime soon? Or
So with that, it hasn't been done for the reason that like me, Kyle, and Eric have all been like separately busy. Like me making music, Kyle like just like kind of figuring out his life shit, and like Eric just kind of living his life too at the same time. And I'm like not just invested in Reflection. I also help out with like a lot of lost and found shit,
okay.
and like that's like a lot of work in itself too. Like hosting the radio mix and like kind of figuring out our next moves. So for me, I haven't really been able to touch Reflection Project, but I'm not even like I feel like just like so kind of like there's just so much going on that we don't kind of necessarily are like obligated to like throw another party. Like
I get you, bro.
there's already a party 7 days a week, like, and I'm like we'll get back to that point where we're like throwing really really good parties, but like right now it's just like not really a big priority to me. Like
Let me ask you this, bro. Do you feel like sometimes and I feel like sometimes like this too. Do you feel like sometimes people get so focused on the collective things that sometimes we lack like the growth in the individual stuff?
definitely,
Do
yeah,
you
and
feel
like
like
that's something one.
like and like I say it was like it's like because this might sound a little weird, but like for example, I see a lot of people like tackle things a lot of times with like a group of people,
Yeah,
or like they take time out of their personal time to like meet up with a group of people to achieve something, right? Like in
yeah.
this case, like would be like throwing shows, right? Do you feel like at this time it was just better for all of you guys to like work on your guys' individual goals versus like
Oh,
taking this time to
absolutely,
like
yeah, and
work on the
like,
collective goals? Do you
dude,
feel because I
definitely.
feel like a lot of times personally I feel like a lot of times the collective goals are much more quicker met when the individual goals are met.
Yeah, yeah. Like
If
the,
that
the
makes
the
sense.
key is for everyone to like be at that level individually, and being able to like accomplish more individually. Because if you put yourself with other people who are on that level too, then everything's just gonna get done more efficiently and better, and like the quality and the time to output all this shit's just gonna be like where you want it.
Yeah,
And
I got you.
yeah, that's like the one thing I committed to myself this year. I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna take as much shows, or I'm not gonna be like at all these parties. Like my ass is gonna be at home just chilling, like learning how to make good music and like kind of just figuring out my own shit, which like has like helped me the most like in the past like 6 months easily.
Yeah, for a while, and I'm not saying like this is a bad thing, but I know for a while I was like on a rotation of like always like feeling obligated to show up at like
Dude, same.
parties or feeling
Yeah.
obligated to feel like having to announce the show every week.
Yeah.
And it was just getting to a point where do I really need to be playing a show every week like at this local venue? Like there really needs to be like throwing these shows every week at a certain venue, like it was getting to a point where like, you know what, like there's certain things in life in your chapter where like you will be like involved in certain things in a collective with other people, and it's definitely okay to like take a break from that stuff and like work on your individual like goals, because like you said, like once everyone goes through that progress and meet up again collectively, those goals are met like if much more efficient, much more quicker. I think it's real cool, bro. Like, you know, like you said, you've been writing a lot more music. I'm looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure the shows are gonna come in the
Oh
future
yeah,
as
I
well.
mean, I feel like the opportunities to like play are always gonna be there. Just like, 'cause I feel like I've just
Facts.
been really lucky, just putting the time in and being able to know all these people who are actually throwing the shows. So yeah, the opportunity for me will always be there, but like at the same time, like I want to like make these shows like that much more special, but like being able to play my own music, you know, and like show all these people like what we got, and it's coming. Like that, the quality is getting better and better. Like everything that I'm understanding. So like I'm honestly really hyped to play all this shit out.
Yeah, bro, I'm looking forward to it. I got your link for all these like unreleased like music collabs, and yeah, you got some stuff cooking, bro. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing when you're gonna release this stuff soon.
Yeah, it's all being organized, and that's kind of like my next step. Like after finishing the music is just like scheduling releases, either self releases or labels, and building the brand. Like, you know, just pushing the brand in a direction that I feel is right.
Got it. Well, dude, are you ready for round two of Guess That Tempo?
No, I'm not ready, but let's
Nah. Do you
fucking
remember how
get
you
it.
did last time?
I didn't do that good. I think I got like, I don't know how many tracks do you guys do, but
Well, I think we usually did the usual 6.
6. Yeah, I think I maybe got like 4 out of 6 or 3 out of 6. I don't
Okay,
even
well, you
remember,
did
to be
pretty
honest.
alright.
Yeah.
You did hella good. Yeah, I think that's hella good, bro. Oh yeah, that's hella good, bro. 4-6. Well, look, man, we're looking to make you a tempo champion today.
Let's do it.
Yeah. We're looking forward to Guess That Tempo. We're gonna do round 2 with Vial. If you guys want to check out round 1, you guys can look that up. Guess That Tempo with Vial. It's one of our earlier episodes. We were in a different room. Now we're in the bigger room.
Yeah. We're at
this is your
Huskies
first time in the
casting
studio.
couch right now.
Huh?
We're at the Huskies casting couch.
This is the Tempo casting couch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Pause.
It's good to be
No,
back.
Pause. Yeah. Well, dude, I'm looking forward to Guess That Tempo. Any last minute shout outs, any last minute announcements that you wanted to share with the Lucid Tempo audience? What about anything about you, Robert? Anything you want to like ask or shout outs? Any disses? No, anybody want to diss anybody? No?
Oh yeah, fuck Starbucks, bro.
Starbucks?
Yeah, fuck.
Okay,
y'all,
that's
bro.
a diss. Word. Any alternatives? No, just
I fuck
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin'
Okay.
Donuts.
I fuck with that. I was expecting that. All right. Any disses, Elmer? Fuck it. Any disses, bro? What you hating on?
Dude, I'm hating on everything right now.
Hating
Actually,
is a
I
talent,
fuck
bro.
everything.
Hating,
Like,
you know, people think hating is just like easy, nah, bro. To hate on something is a talent, bro.
I mean, yeah, you can do it like very gracefully and like shush it down. Just like ruin
Oh,
people's
shit.
days.
I feel it
That's
too.
what
How it's a
Starbucks
powerful
gets
tool.
Oh yeah.
me today, bro.
Oh.
I went to
shit.
Starbucks and had a great experience today.
Bro,
Today.
Bro, my
Yeah, I ordered a $6 coffee and it was like it ended up being like $2. So I was like, all right, hell yeah, run them.
Oh, I fuck.
Yeah.
That's a good. That's a good
Dude,
Starbucks
yeah, I was
experience.
like, hell yeah.
oh, you went at around like 12 to like 3 maybe around that time.
Yeah, it was around that time.
What the fuck? For it's a happy hour. It's like happy hour
No,
or
so,
what?
all this
Yeah, I
month
don't
had
know.
A promotional $2 like.
It was just like half. It was just like half off or whatever.
Oh, no
reason,
wonder
and I was
this
just
is
like, all right,
Starbucks around
bet.
my corner has been like fucking
It's been off and popping.
crazy, bro.
Well, bro, I didn't even go during that time. I went in the morning. And
Oh, it's just packed, bro.
I just ordered a basic caramel ribbon crunch. Basic. Easy, like, quick. Bro, half my cup, I bullshit you not, half my cup was just whipped cream. And there was this much of the drink on top.
Damn. Yeah, that's just bad service. But I mean, you'll find that everywhere.
Shit. Apparently not
So
in.
some days you're just lucky, some days you're just not. Like that's just the NPC way out
Hey,
here.
well, I will stand on this. Del Taco over Taco Bell.
Oh, dude, all that,
Anyways.
dude, all day, all day.
All right, bro. You ready to get tempos?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's get this shit, bro. Any last minute announcements? Oh, you got your disc. No, you got your disc. Fuck Starbucks, homie. Dunkin' Donuts. And if there's no Dunkin' Donuts,
Big D, you hear that?
I don't know about that, but if there's no Dunkin' Donuts, then you Dunkin' Tempos with us over here at Lucid Tempo. Thank y'all for tuning in this podcast. Spotcast, fucking A. Spotcast.
You just watched this podcast.
You just watched this podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Spotlight podcast here with our special guest, Elmer, coming through for round 2. Make sure to follow him at Vial. Links in the description for SoundCloud, YouTube, Vimeo, vimeo.com/Vial.
It's
What
fun.
else?
Yeah.
Check, hey, you know what?
Oh yeah, I got some counts on
We're
there.
taking marketing to the next level in 2024. You can catch us podcast available on Roblox. Facts. Also, if you are on Roku, yeah, we looked into our demographic and we're gonna be on Roku pretty soon. But anyways, thank y'all for tuning in to this new episode of Spotlight. Make sure to follow Vial. Link in the description. Make sure to follow Zion Don and myself. Link in the description. Make sure go ahead and subscribe to Lucid Tempo. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell button to stay notified. And give us a thumbs up if you guys like today's episode. See you guys, I guess, at Tempo, all right? Peace.
Hell yeah.